In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn your home into an impenetrable fortress that will keep you and your family safe when society collapses. Because here's what most people don't realize. In a true SHTF scenario, the biggest threat isn't natural disasters or power outages. It's your desperate neighbors who know you're prepared. And if you don't have a bulletproof defense plan in place right now, you're essentially painting a target on your back. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could literally mean the difference between life and death when the chaos hits. Chapter 1. The brutal reality. Let me paint you a picture that's more real than you think. It's day 7 after a major economic collapse. The grocery stores have been empty for 5 days, the power grid is down in most areas, and that friendly neighbor who always waves at you, he's standing outside your house at 2 a.m. with 3 other desperate people because someone told him you're one of those preppers. This isn't some Hollywood fantasy. We've seen glimpses of this reality during Hurricane Katrina, the 2020 riots, and recent supply chain disruptions. When people get desperate, they don't think rationally. They think survival. And if you're the one house on the block with lights on, food in the fridge, and clean water flowing, you've just become target number 1. Now, you might be thinking, but I've got good neighbors. My community would band together. And maybe you're right. But are you willing to bet your family's lives on that assumption? Because I'm going to show you exactly how to prepare for the worst-case scenario while hoping for the best. Before we dive in, if you're serious about protecting your family when SHTF, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I post new survival strategies every week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming.
Chapter 2. Know Your Enemy, the 3 types of threats. Here's what most preppers get wrong. They prepare for zombies when they should be preparing for humans. And not all human threats are the same. You've got 3 distinct categories of people who might come for your supplies, and each requires a completely different defense strategy. Threat Type 1. The desperate unprepared. These are your average citizens who didn't prepare. They're not inherently bad people, but hunger and fear make people do things they never thought they'd do. These are the opportunistic looters. They'll hit the easy targets first. The good news? These people are looking for the path of least resistance. If your house looks harder to break into than your neighbors, they'll move on. They're not going to spend hours trying to break through reinforced doors when there's an unlocked house down the street. Their typical approach? Smash and grab. They'll try the front door, maybe a window, and if they can't get in within 60 seconds, they're gone. They don't have tools, they don't have a plan, and they certainly don't have military training. Threat Type 2. Organized gangs. This is where things get serious. After about 2 weeks of societal breakdown, you start seeing organized groups forming. These aren't random, desperate individuals, these are coordinated gangs with weapons, vehicles, and a plan. They figured out that instead of scavenging through already looted stores, it's easier to let prepared families do the work and then take their supplies. They'll scout neighborhoods, identify targets, and hit multiple houses in coordinated attacks. These groups often include people with military or law enforcement backgrounds. They understand tactics, they have discipline, and they won't be scared off by a "beware of dog" sign. Threat Type 3. Government forces. This is the one nobody wants to talk about, but history shows us it's real. When governments face massive civil unrest, they sometimes implement martial law and begin requisitioning supplies from citizens. During Hurricane Katrina, we saw forced gun confiscations. In other countries, during economic collapses, we've seen food confiscations. The people in uniforms aren't necessarily the bad guys, but they might be following orders that put your family at risk. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not anti-government or anti-law enforcement, but I am pro-family protection, and that means understanding all potential threats, even uncomfortable ones. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 3 threats worries you most? I read every comment and often make videos based on your questions.
Chapter 3. Operational Security. Becoming Invisible. Here's the most important lesson in home defense. The best fight is the one you never have to have, and that starts with something called OpSec, operational security. If nobody knows you have supplies, nobody's going to come looking for them. You need to master what's called the gray man principle. This means blending in completely with your surroundings. If everyone in your neighborhood looks desperate and hungry, guess what? You need to look desperate and hungry too. This means wearing the same dirty, worn-out clothes as everyone else, not showering regularly if others can't, acting stressed and concerned when in public, never ever showing signs that you have power when others don't. I know a prepper who made a critical mistake during a week-long power outage. While everyone else's houses were dark, his had a faint glow from his generator-powered lights. Within 3 days, he had people knocking on his door asking for help. By day 5, those knocks weren't so friendly anymore. Light travels for miles at night, and sound travels even further when the world is quiet. Your generator, your power tools, even your kids laughing, all of these sounds tell potential threats that you're doing better than everyone else. Here's what you need to do. Use blackout curtains on every window. Run generators in soundproof enclosures or basements. Establish quiet hours where nobody makes unnecessary noise. Use battery-powered LED lights with red filters for nighttime activities. Pro tip, red light preserves your night vision and is much less visible from outside than white light. Never keep all your supplies in one place. This is survival 101, but most people get it wrong. They build one big storage room and think they're done. Bad idea. Instead, create multiple hidden caches. False walls in basements or closets. Buried containers in your backyard. Hollowed out furniture pieces. Hidden compartments under floorboards. I recommend the 70-20-10 rule. Keep 70% of your supplies hidden and hard to access. 20% somewhat hidden but accessible for daily use, and 10% visible as bait supplies that looters might take and leave satisfied. The decoy strategy. This is psychological warfare at its finest. Create the illusion that looters have already been through your house. Leave some empty food containers visible, maybe some scattered papers. Make it look like someone already took the good stuff. You can even stage a looted supply closet with empty boxes and shelves. Most looters won't stick around to do a thorough search if they think someone beat them to it. Chapter 4. Fortress your home. Physical defenses. Now we get to the meat and potatoes, turning your home into a fortress that can withstand everything from opportunistic looters to organized raids. And I'm going to give you specific product recommendations that won't break the bank. Your standard residential door is basically decorative. One solid kick from an average-sized adult, and it's open. Here's how to fix that. Door upgrades. Replace hollow doors with solid steel core doors. Install heavy-duty deadbolts with at least 3-inch screws. Add door reinforcement plates around the lock area. Consider installing multiple deadbolts at different heights. I recommend the Defiant Security Door Reinforcement Kit. It's about $25 on Amazon and can be installed in 30 minutes. Link in the description. Window security. Install polycarbonate panels instead of glass where possible. Add security bars to ground-level windows. Use 3M security window film to prevent glass from shattering. Consider installing window security sensors that trigger alarms. The 3M Ultra Series window film is virtually invisible, but can stop a baseball bat or brick from breaking through. It's about $3 per square foot, and you can install it yourself. Creating choke points. This sounds harsh, but it's reality. If someone gets into your house with bad intentions, you want to control exactly where they can go. This is called channeling, and it's basic military tactics applied to home defense. Interior barriers. Use furniture to block certain hallways. Create barricaded safe rooms with reinforced doors. Install interior security gates in key locations. Set up defensive positions with good sight lines. Think of your home's layout like a maze. You want multiple exit routes for your family, but limited entry routes for intruders. Force them to come at you through narrow hallways where they can't use their numbers advantage. The fatal funnel concept.
Doorways are called fatal funnels in military terminology because they're the most dangerous places to be. Position furniture so that anyone coming through a door is exposed, while you remain in cover. But your defense starts at your property line, not at your front door. Early warning and deterrence can prevent most confrontations before they start. Motion detection. Solar-powered motion lights around the property. Wireless motion sensors that alert you to movement. Security cameras with night vision capability. Drip wire alarms using fishing line and small bells. The Ring's solar spotlight camera is perfect for this. It's wireless, solar-powered, and sends alerts to your phone. About $200 and worth every penny. Physical barriers. Reinforce existing fences with razor wire or barbed wire. Plant thorny bushes under windows. Use gravel walkways that make noise when stepped on. Install vehicle barriers to prevent car ramming. Sometimes, the best defense is making potential threats think twice before they even try. This is about creating the impression that your house is more trouble than it's worth. Effective deterrence. Protected by Smith & Wesson signs. Fake security company stickers and signs. Beware of dog even if you don't have a dog. Security camera decoys in visible locations. The key is making it look like you're prepared without advertising exactly what you have.
Chapter 5. Community Defense Networks. Here's a truth that might surprise you. Lone wolf preppers have the lowest survival rates in long-term collapse scenarios. Humans are pack animals, and there's real strength in numbers. But you can't just team up with anyone. Building an effective community defense network requires careful planning and the right people. Selecting your team. Not everyone in your neighborhood will be suitable for your defense network. You need people who bring specific skills and share your values. Here's what to look for. Essential team members. A medical professional, a doctor, nurse, or EMT. Military or law enforcement veteran. Skilled tradesperson, electrician, mechanic, carpenter. Communication expert, a ham radio operator. Someone with agricultural knowledge. But skills aren't everything. Character matters more. You need people who can be trusted with sensitive information, will show up when things get tough, can follow orders and work as a team, have their own supplies, and won't be a burden. The vetting process. Start small. Maybe organize a neighborhood watch program or emergency preparedness group. See who actually shows up consistently. See who contributes and who just talks. When the cell towers go down and the internet fails, your community defense network needs alternative communication methods. Essential communication tools. Two-way radios for short-range communication, 1 to 5 miles. CB radios for medium range, 5 to 15 miles. Ham radio for long-distance communication. Signal flares or mirrors for emergency signaling. The Baofeng UV5R is a great starter two-way radio for about $25. For CB radio, the Cobra 29LX is reliable and under $100. Links are in the description. Communication security. Develop code words for different situations. Never broadcast your location or supply status in the clear. Assume hostile forces are listening to your communications. A well-organized community defense network can control an entire neighborhood and make it too costly for organized raiders to attack. Perimeter defense. Establish observation posts at neighborhood entrances. Create vehicle checkpoints with barriers. Set up overlapping fields of fire. Install early warning systems throughout the area. The goal is to create multiple defensive rings. The outer ring detects threats and delays them. The middle ring engages and channels them. The inner ring provides final protection for non-combatants and supplies. Nobody can maintain 24/7 vigilance alone. Establish 4-hour security shifts with at least 2 people per shift. This ensures someone is always alert while providing backup. Chapter 6. Handling Confrontations. Despite all your preparations, there may come a time when you have to face looters or marauders directly. How you handle these confrontations can determine whether you and your family live or die. This is where all your planning either pays off or falls apart. Not every encounter needs to end in violence. Understanding the escalation ladder can help you resolve situations with minimal risk. Level 1. Deterrence. Your fortifications and security measures convince threats to move on without engaging. This is always the preferred outcome. Level 2. Verbal warning. If someone approaches your property, a strong verbal warning from a position of cover might send them away. This property is defended. Move along. Level 3. Show of force. Sometimes letting potential threats see that you're armed and prepared is enough to deter them, but be careful. This can also escalate the situation. Level 4. Warning shot. In some situations, a warning shot into the air or ground might convince attackers to retreat, but understand that firing any shot means you've now entered into armed conflict. Level 5. Engagement. This is the last resort. Once you start shooting, you're committed to winning that fight. If confrontation becomes inevitable, your positioning can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Key principles: always fight from cover, never in the open. Control the high ground when possible. Use your knowledge of your home's layout against intruders. Keep multiple exit routes available. Think of your home like a castle. You want to force attackers to come through narrow passages where they can't use their numbers effectively. Stairways, hallways, and doorways become your advantage points. Remember, doorways are fatal funnels. Anyone coming through a door is completely exposed for a few seconds. Position yourself where you can cover these openings from behind solid cover. Combat isn't just physical, it's heavily psychological. Breaking your enemy's will to fight is often more effective than engaging in a firefight. Effective psychological tactics. Use sound to your advantage. Play loud, aggressive music. Create the illusion of more defenders than you actually have. Use lighting and shadows to conceal your exact position. Use diversionary tactics to confuse attackers. A well-placed spotlight can blind attackers while keeping you in darkness. Recordings of barking dogs can make intruders think you have protection you don't actually have. Breaking contact. Sometimes the smart move is to disengage from a fight you can't win. Have predetermined signals with your family for when to retreat to your safe room or evacuate the house entirely. The goal is survival, not heroics. There's no shame in retreating to fight another day if you're outnumbered or outgunned. Chapter 7. Post-confrontation protocols. What happens after a confrontation is just as important as the confrontation itself. Your actions in the minutes and hours following an incident can determine your long-term survival. Right after any confrontation, secure the area. Make sure all threats are neutralized. Check for additional threats, lookouts, reinforcements, or wounded attackers. Document everything. Take photos and notes about what happened. Prepare for retaliation. Assume the initial attack was just the beginning. Look, I hope you never have to use any of these strategies. I hope society remains stable, your neighbors stay friendly, and the biggest threat you ever face is a power outage. But hope isn't a strategy. Everything we've covered today, from OpSec and fortification to weapons and community defense, these aren't just theoretical concepts. They're proven strategies that have kept people alive in real collapse scenarios throughout history. The difference between survivors and victims isn't luck. It's preparation. It's having a plan. It's being willing to do what's necessary to protect your family when the world falls apart. If this video helped you understand what real home defense looks like in an SHTF scenario, smash that like button and subscribe for more survival content. And I want to hear from you. What's your biggest concern about defending your home when SHTF happens? Drop a comment below and let me know what specific scenarios keep you up at night. I read every comment and often make videos based on your questions. Stay prepared, stay safe, and remember, the best time to prepare for tomorrow's crisis is today.